Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City Media podcast. Stepping up to the microphones are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Pull up your chair, grab your favorite brew, and enjoy the conversation. Now, let's get to the show.
What it do, what it do. Welcome to the 74th edition. TJ, every time our intro song plays, I feel like a fire-ass Western is about to start, or maybe Pawn Stars.
That's a big difference there, a Western and Pawn Stars.
Who would you be, Chumley?
Probably, yeah. I'm going to be real honest. It was my daughter's birthday yesterday, and we had like confetti.
Happy
birthday! I was trying to pick it up today.
Dude. That was the most graphic picture I've ever seen in my entire life.
Well,
don't ever do that.
Let me finish what happened. I was picking up confetti, and I caught it with my finger, and basically part of it wedged underneath my finger. And I'm not talking.
It wasn't part of it.
I mean,
it was
pretty far in there.
And ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about a tiny piece of confetti. We're talking about one that was shaped like a birthday cake that had 3 candles with flames on it. And one of the candles just embedded itself underneath Timothy's nail. Timothy, you have a problem with inanimate objects, destroying your body and just finding ways to penetrate you.
What? Anyway, it is like immobilized this finger. Like you don't realize
how bad does it still hurt?
Finger? Oh, so bad. Worse now than it did earlier. It's like
how did you get that out of there? Because it had like jagged edges too. Feels like it's got to be like
pull it out of there. Yeah.
A couple years ago, TJ sends us a snap, and he had a. I'm not talking like a little twig. I'm talking like a full oak branch, just straight through his calf. He claims he just stepped on it and it happened. Somebody had to have stabbed him with it.
I actually jumped over a tree branch, like jumped over a creek, and I guess the way I landed on a stick sent this thorn into my leg in a certain manner. Also pretty rough. But anyway, I was trying to open that beer and realized it pretty quickly. Not a damn chance. I was going to open that with my left hand. So, Trey, to get us back on track, I use my right hand. Like, this is so hard to do because I'm reversed.
Skydog.
Beat
by Wiseacre, our friends. Look at that. Is that a terrier? We'll get to the can later. TJ picked out a light brew this evening. Only 99 calories in this bad boy. It's a premium lager.
Got to make up for all the cake yesterday, man.
All the cake.
Hey, Trey, real quick on a little NBA update. Minnesota is up 33-20 in the second quarter against Denver. Can you give us a full breakdown of Minnesota and Denver series?
It's over.
Yeah,
that's all you need to know. If I was building a team, I would start with Anthony Edwards.
TJ kind of asked us that question. He said he kind of buried the lead and was like over, and then paused for a second, and then said Victor Wembanyama. He said obviously Anthony Edwards, right? I thought he was going to say John Morant.
So did I.
Would you start your team with Anthony Edwards or John Morant right now?
Anthony Edwards.
Same.
He's playing basketball. Like, what are we talking about? He's incredible and he's playing basketball.
John's on a hiatus.
Yes.
Ask me again at this time next year, though, and we'll see.
I don't think I changed my answer.
This time next year, you don't think there's a possibility you could change your answer?
No, I don't think so.
Well, you also thought that David Jones should be the 6th man coming off the bench. So
that's very good. Solid.
Not what I said.
Solid effort.
That is not.
Nice call.
That's
a great callback, Trey.
Next year. Oh, that's not his only hot basketball take.
Yeah, I tend to listen. I go to TJ for a lot of things. One of them being football. One of them being grooming advice. One of them being overall fatherhood advice. Grooming. Yeah.
Like with your hair and
I shower. I bathe.
Yeah. But I'm be honest with you, basketball's not one of the things I ask TJ a lot of questions about.
Look, first of all, TJ knows ball.
I know. I'm messing with TJ.
He just struggles sometimes.
No, let's go back to the David Jones thing, because I said that if you brought him off the bench, he's going to go nuclear and no one could stop him as the sixth man.
And he went nuclear, not having to come off the bench.
I understand, and I get it. And just because he's coming off the bench doesn't mean you have to stay off the bench. It could be a situation with Penny where it doesn't really matter who starts because he's going to call a timeout 20 seconds into the game.
Well, and you're going to have a different starting lineup
every
game. Speaking of the bench, TJ, right after we recorded early last week, TJ with the segues, Andre Turner joining Penny's staff. I don't think it's been confirmed obviously this sounds like it's going to be an assistant role.
Sure.
TJ, I feel like you've got some opinions on this.
I mean, no more or less than anyone else, right? I mean, I don't know.
It feels very similar to a Faraji hire.
Yeah, I think that's all I was trying to say is that sorry, my screen's messing up. My video feed is messing up. I don't really know what to think about the hire necessarily. Like, I'm not against it, but it just feels like it's more of the same. It feels like it's more of Penny just surrounding himself with his guys, people he trusts. It feels like Faraji. It feels like Dwight Boyd. It feels like, who's the other? There's a third guy that he's done this.
Tony Matlock was a guy that's
well, yeah, Matlock as well. So it feels like more of the same for me, and I don't really know what, other than being an incredible human being and a good mentor, and being a smart basketball guy. Like I don't really know.
And a Memphian.
And I know I don't know if that matters that much. I really don't.
It does if you're trying to establish some kind of culture and make this the city's team.
I don't know that you need to do that. Not if you're going to recruit nationally. Like, it's not like Penny's bringing in this star-studded lineup of Memphis kids. Look at the roster. How many are Memphis kids? Malcolm from last year. We'll use last year. Like, what is the Memphis pride to the team if you only have one Memphian on it and you're going local or you're not going local for everything, you're going national for everything? Like, I don't get the drum beating of making it a Memphis brand if you're not going to have Memphis on the team other than the jersey and where you happen to play. That's just me. But and it's not, I'm not saying Andre won't be great, can't be great. It's more so I think we need to see what he is going to be. Is he just going to be the Dobo?
And what does the rest of the staff look like, right? Like, if this is a replacement of, say, Faraji, not to say that that's what's happening. I'm just saying if it is, then I like it. It's fine. Like, I'm good with it. But if you have both Faraji and Andre, I feel like they're the same person. They're kind of bringing the same thing, especially from a local standpoint, coming from the high school ranks. I mean, Faraji spent some time at Vanderbilt, but like, what are they both bringing you at the same time?
Yeah.
Andre, obviously, last 3 years, head coach at Lane. I think he was like 36, 45, or 47 something in his 3 seasons. Before that, spent 11 seasons at Mitchell. I think they won. Then he won 3 straight state titles from 2014 to 2016. The first 2 he was an assistant, and the last one he was his first year as a head coach. So, I'm all for it. A lot of people were excited about it. One of the
I think
greats for the Memphis Tigers basketball program. So,
no, I was gonna say I think we just need to know what his role is before we can really make a call on it, right? Like, if he's just going to be director of player personnel, I don't know what that does for anybody, really. I don't think we need to have a notable person in that role, because, like, what do they do? Kenny, do you know? What does director of player personnel do?
Give us a quick job description, Kenny. If you were to post the job, what are the roles and responsibilities?
Director of basketball operations or player personnel?
No, either or. Yeah, I mean, what's the matter, really?
Well, let me
making sure they go to class.
Let me see.
Make sure they don't get in trouble. Like, I don't. To me, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it matters if you're bringing Andre Turnover to
Are you calling him
join this
turnover?
Yeah.
Can you stop? You're doing that on purpose. You're like trying to say it fast so it sounds like Turner, but you're saying you're throwing the over in there.
I did
disrespectful
on that one. That's what I do, baby.
It's worse. It's
Temple
worse
guy.
than your Temple guy.
Yeah, you have some pretty disrespectful little nicknames.
Honestly, starting to be disgusting, to be honest with you.
So here's, if you go to work.cron.com, director of player personnel job description. It's a frequently overlooked but vitally important management position on both professional and college
Check
sports.
off overlooked by Timothy. He's overlooking it because it's not important to him.
Exactly. Scouting activities is one part. So the player evaluation, central part of a director of player personnel's job. He must pull together all the information on a player, including input from team scouts and coaches, recruiting services, and other sources. Recruitment strategy, ongoing players.
Can he disappear?
That's it.
Ongoing player what? You cut out, my man.
You cut out for like 40 seconds.
Oh.
Ongoing player development? I don't know. You said ongoing player, and then it went silent.
Oh, my bad.
Zero Dark Kenny on this.
Ongoing player support, working with coaches and managing staff.
Sounds important, but I just don't know.
Which is what they have. Person. They already have Garrett Kelly that does that job.
Yeah, but again, that was my point. Is I think we need to know in what capacity you're bringing Andre Turner.
Yeah, what's the rest of the staff?
Is he going to be a bench staff? Is he just going to be a Dobo, a DPP? Like, what is his role?
Is he going to have a dojo? Guys get their minds right in the dojo. Something to look at, though. There's obviously changes staff-wise happening, and that's the first of what will probably be a little bit of a turnover on Penny's staff there. The first turnover of many from one of the best of the turnovers for 3 years.
It's so disrespectful when you say that.
Until he became the floor general. Timothy, that's not the only movement that we've had.
What?
Like a ninja in the night. We had a commitment nearly at midnight on, what was that, Thursday? No other than SMU Mustang forward Tyreek Smith, the 6'8", 230-pound senior out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, averaged 8 points, 5.5 boards on 58% shooting. He's been at 3 schools in 4 years. Will be his 4th. Started at Texas Tech. Spent 2 years at Oklahoma State. Obviously spent last year at SMU. I like it a lot. Kind of came out of nowhere. I don't think that's a name that anybody had been mentioning or bringing up. But as a role coming off the bench, splitting time at the center or forward position, I like it. He's effective around the rim. He uses his body well, seals off defenders, gets the ball in the post, scores at the rim. And he's got a high block percentage rate, Timothy. He's almost 10%. That was good for, I think, top 20, top 11 in the country for block percentage. So you got a real solid rim protector in old Mr. Smith down there in the paint.
No, I agree. I think it was super random. I don't think anyone was out there thinking Tyreek Smith was a potential ad. Just to be honest, like I don't think anyone knew his name was even in contention with someone who was being mentioned.
Even in the 6'8".
Oh yeah, like I had no clue who the guy was. Just to be like in terms of.
I mean, I remember him from playing him.
Yeah,
he's a hustle kind of guy. He's got that dog in him. I'll say that. He's got that Sky dog in him. Not literally, because I don't think you can play well when you're drunk, but he's got dog in him.
It's fair. I think one thing you're going to notice is pretty much right out of the gate, he's coming to you with essentially 130 games under his belt. That's a lot.
Timothy, I thought you were about to say he's coming at you with 110%. I was going to agree with you.
Maybe.
But also,
I mean, he
has played a lot of collegiate basketball.
Put it this way. He has played more collegiate basketball in his 4 years than DeAndre played in his 4 years. And I feel like DeAndre is pretty damn seasoned. So just to put something in perspective there.
Wow.
I'm going to be honest. I know that the block rate was pretty high at 1.7. I don't know that he will have that same rate here because it looks like he also started 13 games at SMU, and I'm not confident that he is going to start here, which I think I guess we'll see, right? I think they're still
I think it depends on what their plan with him is and who else they end up adding. At this point, I could see him starting at the 4 potentially.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're pretty limited on who you have on roster right now, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think he spent the majority of those 130 ball games playing primarily the 5. But I wouldn't be shocked day one to see Danger and Smith out there at the 4 and 5. Sure. If it boils down to that. I mean, would you nothing else changing? Would you start Smith over Jourdain at the 4? Just because of what he brings you defensively? And kind of making up potentially for maybe what Danger lacks defensively on that side of the floor? I mean, Jourdain's good. He's shown that he can score. He's got the ability to, but he's a hustle guy. He makes hustle plays, but he's not necessarily like a high level defender or really able to sit there and be a rim protector to the stat that Tyreek Smith appears to be able to be.
Yeah, I think that's a good question. I think that I would probably start Jourdain next to Danger. I just think they complement each other a little bit more because Jourdain does have the ability to stretch the 4 more so than Tyreek Smith does. It doesn't look like he attempts threes, honestly. And I also think you could play a little bit different of a style with Tyreek out there. I think that's someone that you could probably run through with his athleticism and his mobility that not to say that Jourdain isn't mobile because he is pretty mobile, but I just don't think it's to the same level that you get with Smith. So I think you could just play a little bit differently with him out there.
In 128 collegiate basketball games over the course of 4 years, Tyreek Smith has attempted 18 threes, of which he has made, Timothy,
2, 3,
4.
4. Okay.
4 for a solid 22.2%. His best year was his freshman year at Texas Tech. He was a 3 for 8 for 38% on the year.
Okay.
Then he went 0 of 4 sophomore year, 1 of 6 junior year, and then didn't even attempt a 3 last year at SMU. So, yeah, he's not stepping out and knocking down the tray ball.
Yeah. But
feels like the kind of guy that would hit a buzzer beater 3, though, at the end of a game to beat us, to be honest.
Probably.
And likely bank it in. So, who knows? Maybe he's good for one of those.
Sounds about right. So
maybe we could be on the right side of it.
We kind of danced around it, right? We were talking about Tyreek Smith, like where does he fall in the pecking order? What can he be? Can he be your starting 4? Is he a backup 5? What is he to this team? And the thing that we kind of dodged there is that starting 4 position and what the Tigers plan on doing with it.
I have no earthly idea.
Nothing at all.
I don't know what they're going to do. I think we talked a little bit with Kenny about this. It seems like they're building the roster with the intent that David Jones is coming back and trying to put pieces around the 3-headed monster that would be Tyrese, Hunter, PJ Haggerty, and DJ. So if you have those 3, I'm not sure that it really matters who the starting 4 is, to be honest with you. Whether that be Tyreek Smith or Jourdain, or if there's another piece that's out there that we haven't heard about yet.
Hear me out. What if DJ is your starting 4 and you come out with Hunter, you come out with Haggerty, you're coming out. I guess the 3 is hard one. Is it a Koji?
Colby?
Or are you going to put Colby there?
I could see it.
And DJ is just kind of like a small 4.
Might be it. That might be it.
Oh, it's not really small.
DJ rebounds like
there's a lot of question around his height. Yeah. I say small because of his height. Like it seems like he's somewhere between 6'4", 6'6". No one really knows. I guess we'll find out at the combine when he's measured with and without shoes.
Speaking of which, Timothy, David Jones with an invite to the NBA combine. Something that previous Tigers, who some may argue were more all-around NBA ready, and Kendrick Davis, Lester Quinones, those guys didn't get this invite. DJ getting it. Does that concern you at all or change your opinion on whether or not he's coming back?
No, I think it's more so maybe a nod to like, hey, you're clearly immensely talented, right? Like, I don't think that's shocking. I don't think that's hard for NBA scouts to see, but more so, there's some things you can clean up to make yourself a more polished NBA draft prospect. And I think that they want to say, hey, come here. Maybe it's just because he was being worked too hard in the penny system. I think he has a usage rate of like 30 something %. I think someone
it's up there.
The other day.
I tell you that
it's a high number. So maybe he looked a little careless with the ball at times. And even something I've said, lackadaisical on defense, just didn't really put forth a lot of effort at times. Is it because he was gassing out on offense the entire time and just didn't have anything left on defense? Or is it because maybe he's just not a great defender all around? Kind of hard to say, right? So maybe putting him in those types of situations where they can just see him work, see his ethic, watch what he's doing. Is he making the right moves? Does he have a hitch in his shot? There's just little things that they get to see when he's there in a combine that you don't really get to see just watching a game, right? It's not a true testament of just watching him. Like, obviously the game is like a huge part of it. But I think there's a lot of things you can pick up from the combine perspective of things.
Did you just throw out, does he have a hitch in his shot? Like that's like standard protocol that they're looking for, or like implying that DJ has a hitch in his shot?
No, I don't think he actually, I don't think he has one, but yeah, it's definitely something they look at. If it's going to slow down your release, if it's easy to catch on to, and I think that's something they would look at.
You think that's just like on the standard checkbox hitch? Yes, no.
Something to consider.
If yes, how bad?
Well, like
back to your usage rates. Yeah.
Okay. It's super slow release. It's got a hitch and shot. Like it's just not what you want.
It's gross. David Jones' usage rate, 30.7%, which was 34th overall nationally. I think that does play more into his, I don't want to say effort, but his defensive abilities. I mean, when you're that heavily relied on offensively, it's hard to go in and truly lock in and lock down on every defensive possession.
Sure.
So I think that's playing a bigger role. So it will be interesting to see like how this team's built if his usage rate stays to that level, given what they're trying to put around him. Timothy, with that, one last thing before we take a break. I have seen and heard through the grapevines from none other than world-renowned Trilly Donovan, there might be a potential of a real potential of a Moussa Cisse return. Given the fact that you just got somebody like Tyreek Smith, who's kind of filling, I would say, that athletic rim finishing, rim protector role, like, do you need Cisse and Smith both?
I would say,
is that a little overkill?
Well, injuries happen, and I think you could have a worse center, a worse backup five, however you want to word it, than Moussa Cisse. I mean, that's a guy who's played a lot of ball. He's been Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year. You could be worse. You could have someone worse back there.
He and I guess Oklahoma State didn't have a problem with having Tyreek Smith and Moussa on the same ball club. So it's been done before, right?
Yeah, I guess those two did align. Yeah.
So something to keep an eye out on. Obviously, we're not done. Given, I mean, it depends on what DJ does, but you got 4 or 5 spots remaining to fill.
Yeah.
And with Penny's word, he wants to try to get that done before the first summer session. So we're running up against that. We got a couple of weeks left. We'll keep watching the portal, and when we come back, we'll talk about the football portal because it's been real active the last couple of hours, honestly. So we'll be right back.
On a scale of 0 to 10, what is your annoyance level with Oklahoma City Thunder? Whether it's the commercial they got out or just how goofball looking they are. Look like a bunch of inbred ass dudes, but like, y'all is the ugliest team I've ever seen. SGA look like a freaking cat in the hat looking ass dude, man. That dude's weirdo. Jalen Williams is ugly as hell, man. Like, the uniforms ugly. Chet Holmgren look like some kind of freak of nature. Like, bro, y'all dudes is ugly as shit, bro.
Got Josh Giddey out there.
You know, yeah, Josh Giddey, freak ass. I ain't even mention him. You know what the Thunder look like, bro? The Thunder look like those like original cheap AI apps where you like asking to make like
they're like the creative players on 2K.
Yeah, bro, they look
like it's just creative.
Stupid looking ass team, bro. Like, bro, get these dudes out of here. Like, screw these dudes, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. But I guess to answer the question,
I wait till we bust their ass next year, bro.
Tune in to the Anthony Sane Show Wednesdays and Fridays at 12 p.m. weekly on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Cat, I finally was able to kind of like, I think, nail down what it is we hate so much.
All right.
About Cat. Mike Conley, you know, that's the kind of guy that we fell in love with as Memphis basketball fans.
Right.
Like, dude, he is going to steady the ship. He's going to keep it here. Like, no matter where the waves are going, Mike's going to make sure that ship gets through the storm. Karl Anthony Towns is the Kroger bag that got loose in the middle of the storm, and you always know exactly which way the wind's blowing. I can look at Karl Anthony Towns' face, and I know exactly if things are going good or going bad for him. Like, that dude is going to give you every theatric. The dude could star in Wicked. I swear. He's out there just doing pure theater. He is going to be the guy that if they're losing or he's playing bad, or if they're winning but he just got a foul, you're going to know just by looking at his face. You don't have to watch the play. And we hate that.
Right.
We can't stand it.
Come hang out with Daniel Greer and Nathan Qualls on Grizz 901 Live. Every Tuesday night at 9:01 live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Timothy, do you and Nathan record from the same studio? Y'all got that same blue light going on.
It did kind of look that way. I'm not going to lie. We don't.
For those of you who are keeping track at home, the Minnesota Timberwolves are up by 30 on the Nuggets at halftime. So
it is what we like to call a blitzkrieg.
Not looking like a repeat year.
Can you do know what blitzkrieg means?
Yeah, it's the German invasion.
Blitzkrieg.
The German word for lightning.
Lightning and thunder. Lightning and
thunder.
What's
the German word for thunder?
Krieg. I don't know.
Is that true?
Hold on, let me look.
No, I don't think that's true.
Thunder. German.
Hey Siri, how do you say thunder in German?
I really thought it
Donner.
was Donner.
In German, thunder is Donner.
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 That came out.
Blitzkrieg and Donner. Blitzkrieg and Donner.
That's lightning and thunder. That's great. Yeah. German is such a beautiful language.
Did you?
I can see Deutsch.
TJ, did you learn German? Was that the language of choice for you?
It was.
Where'd you go to high school? Where'd you go to high school?
Bartlett.
That
sounds right.
Yeah.
You took German?
Right. Yeah.
For how
Spanish
long?
was taken
1 year?
3 years. 2 years.
What was your German name?
TJ.
Y'all didn't come up with German names? Did you take Spanish, Trey?
I did, yeah.
What was your Spanish name?
Sebastian. My wife and I were my wife. We were in the same class, and hers. We were actually Spanish partners.
Your current wife?
My wife's. Yeah. We were Spanish partners. Sebastian and Lydia.
Oh,
are our names. Yeah.
Mine was Gustavo.
Gustavo Frings.
very common.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. I also took Latin. We had to take Latin private school.
Where'd you go to?
So French was
St. George's.
You look like a St. George's guy.
Yeah, me and Elliot Williams, Lawrence Bowers, crew. You know,
French was the other option, but it ran like right. I think it was in fourth period. If I wanted to take it, and that was our lunch period. So that's your longest period. And I was like, no chance in hell. I'm spending the most amount of time in a day in French.
So when was German?
I think like third, maybe. No, English was third. Fifth. It was after lunch.
So weird. So you had the same schedule every day? We had a rotating schedule. So our classes changed every day.
Yeah.
Unless I'm misremembering this. Someone hit me up in the comments if you went to Shelby County Schools circa 2002. Well, I guess
why don't you just text John?
02 through 06.
Live text John. We'll get the answer here in 5 minutes. All right, back to Portal talk. This time on the gridiron. Ryan Silverfield and crew have been active, Timothy, in the last 18 hours, Sunday to what now is Monday night. 3 portal commitments out of the Tigs. Where do you want to start with this, Timothy?
Give me real quick before we do that. How many of those 3 are guys that will see playing time this year?
I think all 3 of them will.
All 3 of them, yeah. I think so.
We'll start at the top.
Who will play the heaviest of minutes? There you go.
That's a tough one.
Chris Adams, I think.
Let's get to it. Let's get to them, and then we can answer. First, UMass running back Greg DeRosier Jr. He's French out of Lawrence, Massachusetts. Previously, I think committed, maybe even enrolled at Louisville.
I think he started there.
Not like terribly productive, I guess, but in a like productive for what the amount of carries he got, right? Like,
sure,
averaged 8 yards a carry. I think he only had like 397 yards rushing or something.
301 yards.
301 yards, but it ended up being because he only had 30 carries.
37 carries. Yeah.
8 yards a carry. 1 tutty? Is that right?
4 touchdowns, actually.
4 tutties. He had a longest 60. I mean, TJ, it feels like. So he had 2 rushing tutties. No, I was looking at the wrong year. 4 rushing tutties and 2 receiving tutties. So 6 total. Had 185 yards. Speed guy, Timothy, right? I mean, they're trying to add some speed in the backfield out there next to Sutton.
Yeah, it seems everything that he provides to you is a very much so yards after catch, speed breakaway guy. 37 carries, 301 yards. That's 8.1 yards a carry, that's a lot, right? I mean, I think if you obviously Blake Watson's kind of hard to compare against just due to the fact that he was more of an every down back. So he's going to get some carries where he is not set up for success. Like the play is not designed for him to just get 8 yards a carry, right? It's set up for him just to get the first down, make your call. But he was at 6 yards a carry. So just take that in perspective.
Yeah. Career best 60-yard run was against Arkansas State on 9:30. He had 31. He was Phil Steele's all-independent team kick returner, preseason independent team first team kick returner. College Football Network all-independent special teams kick returner of the year. So we may be looking at somebody that could come in here and be a kick returner, although you and I both know we ain't returning very many kicks. As Ryan likes to tell you, you fair catch every single one of them, you're going to lead the nation in punt or kick return yards. That's not to say he might not be able to take one back. I mean, I don't think he's going to probably get a ton of care between Mario and Sutton. Like, I'm not sure he's going to be getting a whole lot of work out of the backfield.
Yeah.
But like you said earlier, injuries happen. Not bad to have a little bit of speed back there, and then somebody that could potentially house one on a kick if we ever decide to return one.
I mean, I don't know. I think we could see him work out of the backfield. Obviously, some like if you have a situation where it's both Sutton and DeRosier. Is that how we're agreeing to pronounce his name?
DeRosier. Yeah, I went to the UMass site earlier and listened to him say it, and it was he has a heavy French accent, and it was DeRosier.
Okay,
it's great.
You
should have taken French. If you'd taken French, that would be just more natural for you.
Too long of a class. I'm not spending that kind of time. I haven't gotten the text back yet.
I'm just telling you.
No feedback on that yet. Think of the dynamics.
Gregory DeRosier. That's what I just listened to it again. That's how he says it. Here, let me do it again. Gregory DeRosier. I cannot wait for Wolo to try to say that.
Butchering that one. Des Rogers. I'm counting them up for Des Rogers. But no, I think if you have both he and Sutton back there together, kind of old school, like what we had with Mike from times where they'd run two backs back there, I think that you could definitely cause some confusion with defensive players, not really understanding who we need to probably key on, just because both guys between DeRosier and Sutton are both so much of a threat out of the backfield that there's just so many options there.
Yeah. Second on the list and second of his name, Reggie Grimes, the second. TJ's got some thoughts about this, but the edge rusher out of Oklahoma, I think TJ has muted himself. I think he got injured last year. He only had 2 total tackles. Is that correct? He got injured in 2023. So he only played in 3 games, the first 3 games of the year, and then missed the rest of the year.
TJ nodded his head like he wasn't muted, but he is absolutely muted. Yeah, you are.
Now he's trying to be funny, King.
Such a good podcast.
You're not good at faking it.
All right, whatever.
I feel like this one we saw a hint of weeks ago when Reggie tweeted something out from the Pyramid, the Bass Pro downtown, and said, "Hey, anybody know how to make an edit?" And we were like, "Hey, is that a sign that we're getting the man?" But it took a couple weeks to get that edit actually made. That's not a bad edit. It's him in an Oklahoma jersey, and it's kind of melting away into a Memphis jersey. I think, Kenny, correct me if I'm wrong, he's got 2 years left.
Yeah, he's got 2 years of eligibility left. He redshirted last year. So
so the 6'4", 275 TJ, if he plays interior defensive line, edge rush, I don't know. He led Oklahoma in sacks in 2022 with 4.5, had 19 total tackles, 12 solo, 7 assists, a forced fumble, which was on none other than our boy, Timothy Michael Pratt.
The worst.
Love to see it. Strip sack by Reggie Grimes. So he knows how to get after those American Athletic Conference quarterbacks.
You said when you found about it, or what was it, like a couple weeks ago, maybe, about him mentioning the edit.
I think it was like 2, maybe over 2 at this point.
You can't read it, but it's there. 127.
Is that a picture of Bada that I just saw?
Bada was in this conversation, yes, but I was more so trying to show the fact that on 127, if you were a Bluff City insider, you had this information in January.
What does that message say? What does it say?
The Tigers are involved with another former Oklahoma D lineman, but things have settled.
Say that?
I haven't heard much. I did say that, and it was in fact Reggie Grimes. And here we are.
Wait. How do you? I need to see that text because I don't, or that in the Discord. I don't believe you.
Okay, I'll tag you right now.
Tag us in it.
When you know, boy, you know.
But hey, all things considered, big fan of this ad. So, a guy that's done it and proven it at the highest level. I mean, that's somebody that can come to the American and be a real difference maker day one. So, Kenny, to ask you, I mean, this is somebody he's stepping in and he's going to get some PT.
So he's obviously, it sounds like to me, he's going to play that Jalen Allen position, right? Where,
I mean, I think that's what people are speculating, but Timothy, I think, has different opinions.
It's not that I have different opinions. I just think that he at 6'4", 280, whatever he weighs, I think that he's billed at 280 on Memphis' website. There's some flexibility there. I think that he could be that buck that is that outside Jalen Allen. My guess right now is that's going to be William Whitlow, who's probably going to fill that role just to start off. But that's not to say that you can't have a situation where Grimes isn't going to fill that in. But I definitely could see at 6'4", 280, Grimes moving in a little bit. I guess that would be the 5 technique in the defense, technically, and playing that defensive tackle, defensive end, whatever you want to call it. I think in 3-4 is technically a D tackle. He can move inside at 280. I mean, that's a typical DN size. That's about what you're looking with Rambo Hunter at that same spot. So there's some flexibility there, right? If he is going to be a guy who has this huge hashtag trench baby. If Grimes is this guy who has this incredible pass rushing ability and you can move him inside, but you also have Whitlow on the outside who's going to be rushing the passer. I mean, there's a lot of heat coming off that side over there. And I think that there's some flexibility there between having those two guys side by side that could really create some mismatches.
I'm excited. I'm excited about it. And to round out our triple header today, the Tigs got a huge flip. Offensive lineman Chris Adams, sophomore, 6'6", 286 from Old Dominion. TJ had offers from Iowa State, Houston, South Carolina. He committed to Washington 4 days ago. Is that I mean, does this tell you that the FedEx NIL check is cashed, or has it cashed? We're flipping dudes from the Huskies. They just played in the Natty. I mean, I know.
Yeah, I don't think it's anything you could ignore and say it doesn't have a play in it.
What happened from 4 days ago? He committed to Washington 4 days ago. Now he's flipped by Ryan Silverfield and staff to be a Tiger. All in. What did his tweet say? Fully invested. Hashtag all in. I mean, that's a guy that comes in. Is that your starting left tackle right there, right now? We played tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's some other guys in play there. Obviously,
what does this look? What does your offensive line look like right now?
Oh man, it's tough because you got some guys that are banged up, but I think it's very easy to put Adams at left tackle. Gamble's been moved to center just with Trent Holler being banged up, but I think Gamble would likely go back to left tackle. Trent Holler at center, right guard Xavier Hill. Right tackle Kedro Lewis. I think is if you could write it in right now, I think that's probably what it is, and that's huge. Those are big guys, right? That's probably the biggest line Memphis has had in
hashtag beef
a long time.
Those boys in NIL deal with the butcher shop. Folks Folly.
Yeah.
Folks Folly, if you're listening to this yard, can we get a NIL deal with the offensive lineman, please? Please. TJ, any other thoughts on any of those three? Back to Kenny's question. Kenny, what was your question around you said would they get PT right away, and then what was the other one? Who's going to be the most impactful right away?
Basically, it was just basically who's going to be the most impactful coming in, like what position group. I mean, it's all contingent on position group as well, right? Like I don't think that the kid from Massachusetts who played for Louisville, the running back, the French kid, I'm sure he's phenomenal, but you're coming into a running back room with Mario Anderson
French kid. I can't. The disrespect that the two of you have for these young men is just outrageous.
It's astounding. I apologize, but no, you're coming in with Sutton Smith and Mario Anderson and Brian. Why am I forgetting BT's name? Brandon Thomas. You're coming in and you're coming into that room. He's probably not going to get much run on, out of the backfield. If he does anything, it'll be on the special teams. But the defensive line and offensive line pickup seem like they're going to be kind of immediate plug and play where that offers you quite a bit of flexibility, right? Because I'm also thinking we had a conversation beforehand. Like all I've seen during this offseason and in the Liberty Bowl was how freaking awesome true sophomore Malachi Breland is on the offensive line. And so you didn't mention his name at all. Does he move off? I mean, what do you do with him?
No, I think that's someone they're super excited about, but you've got to roll out your best five.
And
they
let's be
pride
honest.
themselves on being flexible. And I think Breland can only be a guard. I think that's the only thing he can be.
Well, they pride themselves on being flexible, but let's be like, we haven't been able to just stick with 5 for a full year anyway. Like all of these dudes are probably getting run at some point or another. Right?
Sure.
Like even if it's just a game or two, I mean, heaven forbid. TJ's the one that likes to try to throw curses out there and say somebody's getting a season-ending injury, but like, I think they're all going to see some action. I'm going with Reggie though. My boy Reggie Grimes, the second of his name. Defense. I'm not worried offensively about what we'll be able to do. And I think our offensive line has improved. I think it will be improved. So it's probably going to be a more difficult, like, to say that somebody like Chris Adams has come in and made a huge difference. I think Reggie's got the opportunity on the defensive side to really stand out. And that's also just like defensive line is a little bit more sexy of a position, especially if he's coming out and getting 4.5 sacks in a year. Like, give me that all day.
Trey, what did you say that the measurements on Chris Adams? What did you say they were?
He's currently listed at 6'6", 286.
Okay, so
isn't that pretty small? Isn't that pretty small for a tackle?
286 is a little lighter, but
it's a little thin.
Is he mobile? Can he move? Can he still block these guys? In videos, I mean, he's tossing guys, but is that because he's at Old Dominion and maybe he's just a little more advanced for the level he's playing against or what? But compare that to Jalen Nichols, who's the guy from South Carolina that was probably going to be the left tackle come fall, perhaps. He's coming off an ACL injury. He is 6'5", 318. We talked about Trent Holler at center. That's the Marshall transfer, 6'2", 311. Where are we at here? Jonah Gamble, 6'3", 305. Kedrell Lewis, the guy for right tackle, 6'5", 338. And then Xavier Hill, 6'4", 318.
338.
Jesus, 338 is huge.
He's slimmed down too. Yeah, I think that he had some extra weight on him. He's kind of slimmed down, and they haven't updated this recently. But Malachi Breland listed at 6'5", 340. He's also slimmed down. I think they've talked about it a number of times how he's kind of come in with some baby weight on him, and just obviously getting out there, hot summer sun, college program.
There's nothing baby about 340.
No, I think if you saw Breland when he came in, he's a big guy and he had some unnecessary weight on him, but he's definitely slimmed down now.
Yeah, but it ain't nothing baby. He may be baby faced, but he ain't got baby weight at 340. That's grown man weight.
Well, we'll say this. If you were worried about what was it, 268, 286?
Yeah.
268.
Holy
jeez.
Yeah, that's a
if you're worried about 286, take Jack Greer, for example, who came in. I think his dad posted something on Twitter about it. He was like 240, I think, when he came in. And he's up to 280 now. And you could tell he compared the two pictures side by side, and it is wild, the difference there. So the staff can put weight on you. They can put size on you. No problem. So if that's something
it's got to be that Memphis barbecue.
I think that's what it is. I'll tag you in that post, Kenny, just so you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right. Portal's working. Ryan's all over it. We'll keep track of that. One last football thing, TJ. We've mentioned it a couple times. We've heard Mel Kiper Jr. refer to us as running back U. Over the weekend, PFF tweeted out the most running backs currently on NFL rosters by school. There were 6 schools in the list. Timothy, none other than your University of Memphis Tigers were listed with 4 current Tigers on NFL rosters. You want to know the other 5 on that list? Leading the way is
one is Alabama.
Hold on. Let us guess.
Okay.
Alabama is 1.
We have the 3rd most with 4, by the way. There are 2 with 6, 1 with 5, and 3, including us, with 4.
All right, let's go. Let's do this, TJ. Me and you can get this. Alabama.
Yeah. Knock out Alabama and Georgia right away.
Yep. 6 and 6. Seems 1 easy. And 2 right there.
Okay.
3.
And what number is that?
It's 5. They have 5 current active NFL running backs.
And we know 1 is us.
No, we have
four. We have four.
You have three left to guess besides us. This is the second most team. There's only one of them with 5.
5.
Is it super obvious and we're just being dumb right now?
I mean, it's a.
Can you give us a? Is it a part? Are they Power 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Ohio State stands out as another one who's just
not on the list.
Shelling out talent.
I don't think Ohio State has that many running backs in the league. Quarterbacks, if we talk quarterbacks, then maybe, or receivers. What conference?
SEC.
Can you not say?
SEC.
Someone's probably out there screaming at us right now.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's clearly blah, blah, blah.
I don't.
New SEC,
LSU?
though. Nope.
Texas A&M. Oh, Oklahoma?
Nope. They are on the list,
Texas.
but they're.
Texas.
Yep, Texas has 5.
Wow,
and your other 2. Kenny just guessed one in Oklahoma. Memphis is the other one, and then your last team on the list.
They have 4.
Mm-hmm.
What conference?
SEC.
Damn, SEC is wild.
This is an entire. Okay, there's 6 teams on the list. 5 of them are SEC, and then the University of Memphis.
Dude, that's so crazy. Vanderbilt.
Yeah, I think that.
No,
stop it, Kenny.
Correct state, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Is that not wild? I didn't realize
sense.
that. 5 SEC teams, and then Memphis with 4 as well. That's good company.
Who?
Should we not be?
All right, let's rank. Let's rank
out.
Let's rank the which team has the best running backs. If you had to go power rankings in terms of production.
Jeez.
Who are the
in
6
the NFL?
In the NFL, like the 6 running backs for Alabama, the 6 running backs for Georgia. Is Memphis squarely in that 4th position, or could they be higher? Like, are they better than Oklahoma or Texas? Do they have better running backs in the league than Texas does?
I think that if in Memphis's argument, you're pretty much just fighting for Tony and, well, I guess Antonio still gets to play. Yeah, kinda.
I mean, Kenny's not playing a whole lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have one starter in Pollard, and then 2 other guys that split minutes. So Josh Jacobs alone is a starter. So if you have anyone from Alabama that's also a starter or plays heavy minutes, then Alabama would win that one. Does that make sense?
Yep. Dude, I'm looking at this Jack Greer picture. That's wild.
That's wild, right? I need you to somehow cut that and throw that on there. My dude has beefed up a lot since getting here. That's crazy.
Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy.
Who the hell's a Georgia running back? Oh, James Cook.
James Cook.
Was he?
Chubb.
Oh, Chubb. Yeah, I did forget about Chubb. Yeah, so I think, man, yeah, Memphis is definitely not one or
Georgia.
2.
Who are the Texas ones?
Let me see. Is
Robinson...
Ricky Williams still out there running around?
What is Ricky Williams doing?
Smoking a lot of dope.
Is Jamal Charles still playing?
No. We can't talk about him.
Why?
Yeah, Bijan Robinson.
Oh, Bijan. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Well, he just had 1 year. They didn't use him for shit anyway.
Jonathan Brooks, Roshan Johnson, Deontay Foreman, Keelan Robinson,
Cedric Benson.
Yeah. Who are the
Memphis is pretty far down that list, but the fact that they're on that list in the first place, that's all that
the
matters.
fact that they're in there with 5 SEC schools, get out of my face, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Running back you, man.
Because we're freaking running back you. Especially after Blake adds his name to the list. And then we're 5th. We got 5.
Wait, who are the 4? I thought Blake was at. Blake's on. I guess he's not on a right. Technically, he's not on a roster.
I don't think he's counted on that list though, right? It's
Antonio, Kenny,
Tony, and Patrick.
Oh, Patrick Taylor. Yeah. Yep, you're right.
So Blake would be our 5th. And then next year Mario would make 6 and we would be at top of the list.
And then Sutton will make 7 when Sutton goes.
And then we'll lead the world. And then
the list just gets longer and longer. The problem is Alabama and Georgia aren't going to stop producing.
They don't. You didn't hear the news?
We're not stopping either, TJ.
Alabama's new coach,
but if they're already ahead of you,
Alabama's new coach got away with is done with the running back position. They're not recruiting any more running backs. Apparently, that's the rumor.
They don't need them.
They don't need them.
We'll take them.
Yeah,
we'll take them. Come to the Bluff City. We got plenty of NIL and FedEx. All right, Timothy. Let's get into this Sky Dog.
It's pretty sick can right out the gate. I'm not gonna lie with you guys.
I mean, this might be my most favorite can we've had.
I love the phrase most favorite.
Is that a terrier? For those of you at home, do you guys think it looks terrier-ish to me? Kenny, what do you say?
I think it's isn't it a dachshund?
Dachshund. What?
DA.
It's a no, man. This is definitely
a wiener dog.
Is that a wiener dog? No, look.
No, man. This is a terrier. This is like a little Yorkie.
I know, isn't it? I'm saying, isn't a dachshund a
Scottish terrier? Yeah, that's like a Scottish terrier.
This isn't even close to a dachshund. That was ridiculous.
That's close. That's close.
I like this. I like the color. I like the dog on there. I like the Sky Dog coming out. I like the brew.
It's good.
I mean, this can is up there. I'm going like 7, 8 on this bad boy.
That's pretty good. It's got some shiny to it. And you guys know I'm like a sucker for shiny stuff. So I think I would go a little higher. There's a lot of detail.
There is a lot.
It's very blue in my room. So as you can tell. So I'm looking at it.
Might have to go up. I just realized that there's ocean on one side and mountains on the other.
Yeah, man.
And dogs are awesome. I'm going in the 8s. 8-1.
There is a dog on both sides of the dog.
Yeah, I see that.
You can see that. It's a pretty cool can. I don't know what Perro del Cielo. I don't know what that means. So if you want to Google that, I don't know what that means in terms of helping me grade this beer, but it's a pretty sick can. It's definitely a good can. Bonus points for having a dog on the front of it. What'd you end up finding? What'd you say?
I bumped up to 8-1 because dogs are incredible.
I like the color scheme of the blue and the green, and then they just throw this yellow in there, and it works for me.
Perro de Cielo is sky dog in Spanish.
The hell was that?
What?
It's probably going to pick up on the recording. Something just fell off the wall, but I don't know what or why. You said
loud noises.
That's like 5 times.
Did that thunder wake you guys up last night?
It did.
Kenny?
I think I'm going to go 7-9. This may be my high. No, that seems too low.
It's in the 8s. This is the best can we've ever seen.
I don't know about that. It's definitely up there.
Hand drawn.
I'm gonna say 8-4. I think I really like this one. The shiny's really
How'd
playing.
you just go from 7-8 to 8-4?
No, I said first of all 7-9. I think, but it's the shine for me. You know, I'm a sucker for the shine.
Does have good shine. Hey, the beer's up there as well. This is so crushable, premium, Chile, refreshing. I would. We got a soccer game tomorrow, and I would smash these after that. 99 calories is light, but it's delicious. Tiger Tailgate. Bring some Sky Dog on that August 31st game. Load up with some cold Sky Dogs. You're ready to rock and roll.
I got a little bit.
I don't know that we do this often, but Timothy, I think I'm matching with an 8-1. 2 for 2.
We
Same
need a name
score.
for that.
Can and brew 8-1.
I'll tell you what, I am upset that this is not a year-round beer for Weizsäcker. I think this is very good.
They don't even have it currently on their website, so I'm questioning when you bought these.
Well,
Timothy's been known to throw out a aged brew, unintentionally aged. I'm not talking bourbon barrel aged. I'm talking Timothy beer cooler aged.
I saw one thing that said this came out in 2023. I don't know if that's when this beer was canned or what.
Oh, it was.
But
it was. Yeah. I think it was like last end of summer, fall.
Well, I will say this beer is very good. It's lighter, very, very crushable. I think Trey mentioned that as well. Very high on the crushable scale. It's got good flavor. I don't have too much malty flavor in my mouth, so I like that. Well, I don't want to double my score like you did. You said what, a 1 for the beer as well?
Yeah.
I think it's probably better than that.
We needed
not
this,
much better though.
We needed this in a pint.
Yeah, I don't think they make it in a pint. They do.
I'm looking at it right now.
The store
they had pints of them for Memphis Fest last year.
Okay. I think my can score was an 8.4. I'm going to give the beer. Man, I am teetering anywhere between an 8.3 and an 8.5. I know that makes 8.4 in the middle, but that was my can score. We both can't do the matching beer can score, which can't do it.
Why? Says who? Who cares? If you feel it's an 8.4, Timothy, give it an 8.4.
I'm going to do it. Hot damn. And that's called a Sky Dog from here on out. Anytime the score from the beer and the can match, that's a Sky Dog. We got a Sky Dog.
I like that. I like that.
We got a Sky Dog. It is what it is.
Not me.
It's a Sky Dog.
We just Sky Dogged it. I feel like my score's too low.
It's good beer. I may go leave right now and buy another one.
We may never have another Sky Dog again. I mean, this was with both of us doing that's like an ultimate Sky Dog.
It does feel like an ultimate Sky Dog. I think it's just a Sky Dog when you match beer and can.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we both did it. That is a royal Sky Dog. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you come back next week with a cold beer and we will continue with our hot takes. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.